Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Violet. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how I made these really simple Halloween farmhouse home decor pieces using Dollar Tree items. So what we're going to use first is this yarn. Now they do have a lot of different color yarns at Dollar Tree. I just decided to go ahead and pick this black one since I wanted to make it more of a Halloween style. And I've shown you how to make tassels before, but I'm just going to kind of run through it again, just in case you haven't seen one. Basically, you get two yarns, insert them in through that opening of that paper or cardboard that you're going to use, and kind of just hold it with your thumb, and then you're going to wrap the rest of the yarn around that piece of paper or cardboard as many times as you like. I typically wrap it around 8 to 10 times, just depending on how thick I want my tassel to be. Once you're done with that, you're going to get one of those extra pieces that you have holding on with your thumb, and you're going to make the hook of your tassel on the top, and then the extra one you're going to tie it around the center where that opening is at from the cardboard in order for you to make that eye of your tassel. And just go ahead and cut any of that extra yarn. And then again, you're just going to wrap that center part with that extra yarn to make the eye of your tassel. And there you have it. And I made 4 for this project, not knowing how many I was going to need. I ended up only using 3, but you can use as many as you like. Next, you're going to get one of these adorable witch brooms that you can get at Dollar Tree as well. And I haven't seen these before. I guess they're new this year, but they're really, really cute, and they come 3 in a package. So just go ahead and grab one of them. And what I'm doing is just wrapping some of the black yarn around the broom head or the top part of the broom where the bow was at, just to give it that extra little touch. And I just gave it a double knot and removed any of that extra yarn. Now what you're going to do is grab your tassels, and you're going to figure out how long of a hanging you want it from your broomstick. So I kind of went for a 12-inch piece of yarn in order for me to have that extra piece of yarn if I wanted it a little bit longer or shorter. But I just kind of cut it about 12 inches and then went from there. So once you figure out how long you want your yarn to be, go ahead and just start tying your tassels to those yarn pieces. And just give it a good double knot, and then remove any of that extra yarn that you may have where you tied your knot at. And like I said, I wasn't too sure how many I wanted to use, so I ended up making 4 of these tassels. So I just set one aside for another project, because you always need that extra little tassel for a bow or what have you. So it doesn't hurt to make extras just in case. But for this project, I only ended up using 3. And as you can see, I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to place them on my broom, how I wanted to place them. So what I did was ended up making the center tassel a little bit longer than the 2 end tassels. But again, you can make any kind of design you like with them and hang them at the different lengths or all the same length, whichever way you like. Now what I did was I added a little dot of hot glue on the top of each piece of the yarn. Then I'm wrapping the yarn around that hot glue, and then just kind of pulling it tight, and then going ahead and doing that to all 3 of them. I just wanted to make sure they stayed in place, because I was scared that if I just knotted it with the wind or the movement, it would adjust the tassels. And this way, you know, they're going to stay in place and stay where you left them. Next, you're just going to go ahead and double knot each one of those ropes, and then you're just going to remove any of that extra yarn. And go ahead and do that to all 3 of them. So now what I decided to do was grab some of these different color Halloween, I would say Halloween colors or style of the yarns and ribbons that you can get at Dollar Tree. And as you can see, this yarn ribbon was a little bit thicker than what I wanted. So all I did was just cut it in different sizes and make blue bows. And what I did was just glue the bow together instead of doing a knot, just so it won't be so bulky and thick. Once you make as many bows as you like, go ahead and glue them all together using the largest bow in the back. And there you have it. So now what I decided to do was just go ahead and get one of these bats that, these witch hats that I had from last year, but they do have them this year as well. They also have pumpkins and all different kinds of little wood pieces. So I just went ahead and glued one of the witch hats to my bow. Now I'm just kind of giving it that finished look and that more clean line look onto my bow and cutting the ends. And now just deciding where I want to place my bow onto my broomstick. So I decided to go ahead and place it right where the broomstick and the broom actually meet. And I just glued it on with some hot glue. Then I grabbed 3 pieces of yarn, all the same length, and I want to say it was about 18 inches in length. And then I just knotted the top and went ahead and made a braid with these 3 pieces of yarn, just to give it a thicker look, and so it wouldn't pull too much when I would hang my decor piece. I really don't decorate that much for Halloween. I do like to add little fun items that are more Halloween theme throughout my house, but I don't decorate completely all Halloween. I typically like to stay with more of the fall colors and fall decor, but I do like to add fun little items of Halloween throughout my home decor. Are you guys the same, or you like to decorate and go all out for Halloween? I would like to do that one year, but I still haven't decided to do that. So one day, maybe one year, I would do that. So once you go ahead and finish making your braid with your yarn, what you're going to do is tie it onto your broomstick. And as you can see, all I did was grab a few of those sticks of your broom, and then I just tied the braid onto those sticks. And the way I did it, in order for it not to move or dangle so much, is I actually added hot glue to those broomstick, the little broom pieces, to glue it on all completely so it can kind of attach to the rest of the broom in order for it not to move and break off or anything. And then the other piece of that braid, I just tied it onto the end of the broomstick. Again, added a little bit of hot glue just to make sure everything stayed in place. And here is where I added the hot glue to the broomstick as well, and I'm just squeezing it together, making sure it stays in place, removing any of that extra yarn. And there you have it, an adorable broomstick home decor piece. And I say it's more farmhouse, but I think you can probably even use it for a boho style, a Halloween decor as well. So I decided to go ahead and just write in cursive, a fly away on the broom, the witch hat that I added onto my bow. I wish I had something that I could write better or neater. I really don't like my handwriting, so I typically try to stay away from doing that, but I thought it needed something, so I just went ahead and added something really simple to that little piece. So for our next project, what you're going to need is just a ruler or something long, depending on how large of a tassel you want to make. I'm just using one of these home decor pieces that you can get at Dollar Tree. It's like one of these wooden wording plaques. And then I wrapped the yarn around this piece, I want to say about 50 times, 50 to 60 times. I kind of lost count after a while, but it was about 50 to 60 times. So, but you can make your tassel as thick or as big as you like. Once you're happy with the amount of times you wrapped it around, go ahead and cut off the yarn from your piece that you're wrapping it around. Just make sure you hold the top part of it so it can stay in place in the way you want it. Then grab another piece of yarn and just tie a knot at the top of your tassel. And then you're going to grab another piece of yarn and do the same thing, wrapping it around the center part in order to make your tassel eye or head of it. And you're just going to go ahead and I made a double strand of that yarn, and just tied a knot, and then again wrapped it around and tied it again just to make sure it stayed nice and in place. But you can make this thicker or thinner. You can add different colors if you want to wrap the way I'm wrapping it around with the same color of yarn, or you can make it white. Possibilities are endless on how to make different tassels. I just wanted it, again, more of a Halloween theme, but I also wanted to make sure that once Halloween was over, and if I wanted to keep this tassel out or hang it somewhere else, I could. So that's why I decided to go ahead and just make it all black. Once you're done with that, go ahead and trim off any of the ends of your tassel just to give it more of that finished look. And then I just added some glue to the top pieces of yarn, pushed them together to make it hard, to make it like a needle, in order for me to add some beads. Now these beads I did order from Amazon, and again, I'll make sure to leave a link for those beads if you'd like to place an order on those down below as well. So I just went ahead and added about 3 to 4, but you can add, again, as many as you like. And then with the extra piece of yarn on top, I just double knotted it and made a hook or a loop in order for me to hang it on a hook. So just go ahead and give it a few knots and then remove any excess of that extra yarn. And this is the way it would look if you want to use it just as simple, like with no bow or anything on it. So again, what I decided to do was grab some more yarn, some more ribbon of the different colors, and I thought they were too thick, so I just cut them in half. And I do this a lot with my different ribbons in order for me to get different sizes. And if I want to do the same color bow or use the same ribbon for the same bow, but just different styles or different sizes, I typically just cut them in different strips sizes. And I'm also using this black and white checkered ribbon that I'm super excited to be able to find at Dollar Tree as well. And all I did was just go ahead and fold the ends of my ribbon and just give it that finished look. And once you're done with that, all we're going to do is just start piling them together, stacking each one of the ribbons. I alternate different colors. You've seen me do these ribbons and these bows before, using different style ribbons. And this is a good kind of bow to use all those extra pieces of strap of ribbon that you have maybe in your stockpile. I know I do that a lot as well. So I just went ahead and added another zigzag of that burlap black and burlap color ribbon as well. Just thought I needed an extra piece. Then I just grabbed a twist tie or an extra ribbon, whatever you have, some yarn in my case, and just tied it all together. And just go ahead and adjust your bow until you're nice and happy with the way it looks. And you can leave it as is. Again, since it's Halloween, I wanted to add something extra to this piece. So what I decided to do was, here is where I grabbed the bats, and I went ahead and glued one of the bats onto the center of my bow. And I just popped it off of that little clip that it comes with. And I glued it onto my bow. And I can remove this bow from my tassel, save it, and use it again next year for a different project as well. So all I'm going to do is, with that extra yarn from that bow, I'm going to go ahead and double knot it to the back of my tassel. Once I'm done, all I have to do is grab some scissors and cut off that bow and use the tassel as is and save the bow for next year. So this is how it looks, all complete. A Halloween tassel that you can hang on a lantern, place it on a bookshelf, anywhere you like. I just absolutely love this project. So I hope you liked these beautiful, simple Halloween farmhouse home decor pieces I made with you guys today. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. It'll truly help my channel grow. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.